I served in the beautiful, mountainous, and deeply rooted in their traditional culture town of Kumbo in the northwest region of Cameroon. Like most Peace Corps volunteers, I joined so I could help people. Little did I know that it would be them who would make a lasting impact on me and change my life forever. I have gained more than I could have possibly given. Lifelong friends, the opportunities to work with caring, committed individuals, and last but certainly not least, my husband Mark. Since Mark is from Kumbo, a traditional wedding was a must. Like most things in Peace Corps, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. In order for us to do a traditional wedding, I had to belong to a compound, or family, before I could marry a Banso, the tribe in Kumbo, man. Our good friend and my father-like figure, and his wife fittingly adopted me into their family. After a short month of planning, and with a lot of uncertainty still as to what to expect, our wedding day arrived. Like weddings in the US, the morning was spent getting ready, having my best gal friends dote on me, followed by a church service that my new father insisted on, despite it not being part of a normal traditional wedding. What followed was like nothing I had ever seen. I was quickly rushed away from the crowds of guests to the family compound, where about a dozen of women I had never met started redressing me into a piece of cloth, while a fellow volunteer simultaneously sewed me into it, and another woman adorned me with a traditional feather cap. After I was dressed in my new wedding attire, together with this group of women, we danced into the venue, where Mark's family and all the guests waited. After several dance performances, the wedding rituals continued with my Banso father asking if I knew the man who presented my bride's price. I promptly responded, no, which means yes in local language. Everyone in the audience shared in excitement that I responded in their language and I was claiming one of their own. Then my father poured palm wine into a traditional cup and instructed me to find Mark in the crowd so he could drink from the cup and essentially seal the deal. With 300 plus people there, this was no easy feat, and it didn't help that his family had wrapped his head in a cloth. After circling around one time without seeing him, I was in panic, not sure of how strict these rituals were. What do I do? Do I go back to my father empty-handed? Luckily, my adoptive mother had my back and sort of hinted with her eyes where he was, so I pretended I was kidding and knew all along. Went over to him, unwrapped the cloth from his head, and gave him the palm wine to drink. Then he and I danced up to my parents. More palm wine was poured, and my father asked this time if he and his wife should also drink from the cup. I proudly said, no, again. And so they did, and voila, we were married. Any culture in which drinking wine seals the bond of marriage is okay by me. After that, we had to feed each other the traditional staple food of Kumbo known as fufu and jema jema, to symbolize how we will always take care of each other as husband and wife. After this was a presentation of gifts. The tradition in Cameroon is to dance your gifts to the receiver. With all of our friends and colleagues, Peace Corps volunteers and staff, this was quite the procession. People danced up traditional handicrafts, envelopes of money, and outfits they had made me. Most notably, my soybean cooperative brought tofu and soy cakes I had taught them how to make. It was truly the culmination of my service, as it represented what I wanted to remember most as a volunteer, the beautiful culture of Kumbo and all the warm people I met whom had welcomed me into their homes, fed me, cared after me, and worked with me. To see how many people came to support us and the pride they had in the fact that we were honoring their traditions was truly remarkable. I had made an impact here, but they had made an even greater one on me by accepting me into their family. It was then that I knew my work and memories would not end with my service. Kumbo is my home, and as they say in Cameroon, we are together.